724-444-7444, and then the pin number is 142-394#. I'm actually remembering stuff pretty well. I've been listening to Dave CD a lot. Like, I've just been listening to it while I'm awake and while I'm asleep. It keeps that high-pitched noise at bay. Doesn't really stop a lot of the external hits, especially to my reproductive organs and my hips. Even if I listen to Dave CD all night, I can still wake up with my legs feeling like they've just been microwaved. I have taken to eating ice all the time, which has kind of helped. I don't drink a lot of H2O. I drink a lot of cold drinks, and I feel like this was, dehydrate me. So now I just always have a cup of ice, always chewing ice. Seems to help. It keeps my body temperature down, and it keeps me hydrated. Although with remote neural manipulation, they can, make you flush. They can make you have to pee a lot, or they can make you have to use the bathroom. I hope y'all are getting some of this tonight. This is weird. I don't know why he'd wait for the video. Usually I'll kind of come in this room because I want to show y'all my enclosure. But usually I'll go in my bathroom and it's a mess. So I'm just going to show the kind of top. That's my bathroom in there. But I'll walk in there and, he'll make some noise on the other side of the wall. Do very, very high pressure water. He's got high pressure water that I think he set up. But I mean, I'm good with it as long as, because I know that somebody came by. That's him. So right when I walk to the bathroom, that's what he'll do. He'll run it. So I don't know if he's getting a text, or if I don't know if he's getting a text or if he's surveilling. I think he's just getting a text. I don't know why he'd do it right on the video. It's awesome. I mean, that's proof. I got proof right on my video. But that's the kind of stuff he does. Like, he'll run his water right when I'm going to the bathroom, or hit the wall, or he'll slam his toilet seat down when I'm on the toilet. So it's not just that. So if you're somebody who's like, he's just running his water when you're walking by, that's a sink. And he's just keeping it running right now. Can you hear it? Alright, well, that's kind of what he does. And it's like right when I'll walk in there. My enclosure looks kind of bad, so I'm just going to give you all a little look of it. That's the top, because it caved in. I'm going to put some copper mesh on it. Still, stuff gets through. It's not as bad, though. In there is better than, better than sleeping without it. I got this piece of hair right here. And here's I have 3 of these caps with the ear things. 3 of these, and I put them on all the time. 3, it's in there. It has a Silverell kind of fabric, and then 2 balaclavas, which is the stuff that goes on the face. And then I have some of my Q-Wave plates, and have my Q-Wave defenders on. I got 15. They work. I mean, they just work in mass. They work. He's still got the water on. I mean, people can run their water, so don't think I'm crazy. It's just the timing, and it's really weird on this video. I never hear him in this like, I'll come over here and read comics, but I'll usually have Dave's CD on. My neighbor upstairs and over here have definitely been told by somebody to harass me, but I don't know if they have weapons. And I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure this guy doesn't have weapons on this side, on the side of me. I'm not quite sure about the guy above me. But so 100% sure that they both have been told something about me and are harassing me. They may not even know about the remote attacks, the remote directed energy weapon attacks, which are horrible. I mean, it's like murdering somebody, but then just like leaving them alive. It's kind of like mutilating them and mutilating their brain tissue and sending signals to them 24 hours a day, for money, and not thinking much of it, and then but not killing them. So they have to live in complete pain all the time. That's kind of just the best description I can give of it. And it's very weird, the stuff on V2K, the stuff on synthetic telepathy. The people are very sociopathic. I agree with Dr. Horton. I wish that sometimes... That's him. Can y'all hear it behind me? Right behind me? He's making a lot of noise on the video. I don't know why you would do that. That's stupid. They make a lot of stupid moves on these videos. Like, they let a lot... Whatever, I'll just let it go. That's great. I mean, that's like... Dr. Horton does that too when somebody, really F's up. It's like, that's great. Whatever, they're giving us proof. So that's fine. It's stupid. Like, why wouldn't he wait until I turn off the video and then turn on, He did that right when I walked there. I mean, so you could see an example. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it on the video though. That's the only thing. Whatever. Whatever y'all hear, I mean, that's what's happening. It's basically it's the noise campaign from this neighbor, and he does little noises. He hasn't done anything too huge, but it's in horribly private situations where I'm like going to the bathroom, and he's like on the other side of the wall doing a noise campaign while I'm using the bathroom. So it's very dehumanizing and fucked up. And then this guy. Whoever's upstairs, I'll be in my enclosure, and he'll make little scraping sounds. Oh, and I wanted to show y'all. He'll make little scraping sounds right above the enclosure. And then I hear a lot of noise coming, if I can show it, from that little air vent. From that little air vent, I hear a lot of activity coming from that air vent. So I don't know if he's putting something in it, or just making noises, but he's gotten to it upstairs, and he'll make noises through it. So I hope he's not putting any kind of toxins in it, which pretty much that's what I think that they're doing. But he'll make some other noises and kind of like scraping noises and stuff. So that's part of the noise campaign. But it's nothing too big, It's nothing like really outlandish, like hammering or anything like that to keep me up. And it's not a big deal for me because I'll just put on Dave's CD or, play video games. When I go to sleep, I put on Dave's CD so I don't hear anything. So it's not really that big of a deal. It's just when I go to the bathroom, I usually turn my water on so I don't have to hear the guy doing all of his noise campaign stuff. And it's just stuff that somebody would normally do. It's like him running his water. He's putting down his toilet seat. He's running his bath water. He's doing things that people do that. People do that. Just at a specific time. Just, when you're in a condo, you don't use the bathroom the same time as them every time. Maybe like once a week or twice a week, but not every single time you go use the bathroom. Anyway, I don't care. I don't know why I'm letting it bother me. That's kind of how before I started getting the high-pitched sound, my neighbor was doing that. He would, I'd go to the bathroom and he would turn on his water, and that was a form of harassment. At the beginning, even before I started getting the heavy torture, or me knowing about the heavy torture, because it was the high-pitched sound, but I think I had gotten the remote neural manipulation before. And it's just a big, weird, satanic thing, and a lot of people do get involved. Like this guy, they didn't put him there. He was there before I moved in, so somebody just came by and asked him to do it. And people just get involved, because an authority figure's telling them. Somebody who either pretended to be an authority figure or a real sheriff came by and told him to do noise campaign harassment. Now moving the weapons in, I think that would have to be, specifically the remote tortures, because I have remote directed energy weapon tortures, so I think they would have to be in contact with them to actually get the weapon set up, I guess. I guess they could have little emitters or something else to go along with the heavy remote directed energy weapons, but that would mean they'd have to be able to surveil through the place. I'm not quite sure though. I know 100% that I have harassers around me, but the other stuff I don't know, and I don't really want to have to deal with it because my body is so worn out from the torture and then the mutilation. My body's very worn out. My mind is very worn out. I'm kind of. It's like people talk about cabin fever. Probably about 5 years into this, I was staying strong and still. At a certain point, it gets it gets to an insane level where I've got to work on. I've got to just pray a lot and pray for really, really great strength through this, because after years and years and years of artificial, V2K in your ears, where in your ears, and you always have to listen to it, and torture to your body and your neighbors. It's a constantly, like Brian too says, a constantly hostile environment. And he kind of makes a statement which I kind of agree with. He's like, no matter how stable you think you are, no matter how strong you think you are, an organism that's in a constantly aggressive environment cannot survive. And I mean, we will survive. I'm not saying that, but it's a statement that after however many years of this, 7 that I know of, and a couple, and probably more years before that, where I didn't know I was being screwed with. But after 7 years of hardcore torture, it gets to my mind where it's too much. It's too much, and I can't take it. Like, so I screamed out in my condo because they were hitting me in the genitals and doing the V2K, and the high pitched sound felt like it was actually sizzling. Like I had popping sounds on this side of my head, the high pitched sound, and it actually felt like brain tissue was cooking. That's what it felt like to me. I'm not sure what the frequencies were actually doing, but it felt like my brain tissue was cooking. I could not bear it. I was laying down and I could not bear it, and so I screamed out, yelled out in my condo, because it was so viciously horrible. And I was just laying there, and it didn't stop. It did not stop. They would not stop. And after years and years of torture and V2K, they have no mercy. They're not like, oh, well, we've been torturing them a long time, let's kind of lay off. And they're always constantly trying to do some kind of remote neural manipulation to deceive you, to slip in some visuals or synthetic telepathy, trying to make you think that the electronic harassment, that some of them are your own thoughts. That seems to be a theme that they really want to get in there. Is they really want you to think that the signals that they're sending is your own thoughts. It never really works because, as human beings, we contextually, have thoughts, and when you know that you're being attacked and you know that they're doing all this shit, it doesn't really work that well. I'm trying to think what else. I'm at about 45 minutes, and I'm thinking if I want to go on to an hour, I guess I might. Trying to think of it's just the same old. I am talking the TIs that I'm talking to actually let me smoking my electronic cigarettes. It helps. It gives me something to do. It gives me something to focus on. So I have my little electronic cigarette, and then I have my cup of ice, and so I have my little stuff that I can kind of focus on. And it gives me a little bit of pleasure because I'm being tortured all day. Just like, playing video games or reading, it gets my mind off of it. I don't understand the huge, push to break them. I don't really. I guess they just could, so they did. But it's a comfort. It's like a creature comfort to me. Where I have my little electronic cigarettes, and it's a nice taste, and some nicotine or whatever, and it calms me down. And I guess they thought that if they could break them all and then I don't have that, then they can get me angry. They can get me angry easier. It's just like one